Welcome, fellow grunts! It is I, Grunt Dookie, the big grunt, and I'm here to tell you about a brand new Pokemon game mode that I came up with all by myself. Well, maybe I kind of stole two ideas and put them together, but I'm in Team Rocket, so that's what we do. We steal for the glory of Team Rocket. So, what I'm here to tell you guys about is the Pokemon Rocketlocke Challenge. Alright, so I took the Team Rocket Challenge, I took the Nuzlocke rules, I combined them, we got a brand new challenge that I'm gonna be playing through in a Pokemon Platinum randomizer on my channel. And I want you guys to try this too, make playthroughs of your Rocketlocks, and post the links in the comments of this video. So I'm gonna tell you the rules. Now, first of all, Nuzlocke rules still apply. Number 1, only the first Pokemon in the route can be captured. Rule number 2, all captured Pokemon must be nicknamed. And rule number 3, if your Pokemon faints at any time, it's considered dead and you can never use it again. You either gotta release it or box it forever. And yes, I am reading off of my computer monitor. You can probably see that in my sunglasses. So if you've already left a comment about that, congratulations, you're so smart. Now those are the basic rules of a Nuzlocke. Now what the Team Rocket Challenge is, which you guys may or may not know about already because I've got the co-op gameplay channel called Nate and Dookie, where we did the Team Rocket Challenge. Now it's got its own set of specific rules you gotta follow, as if you're playing through the game as a member of Team Rocket. Now the rules for the Team Rocket Challenge are as follows. Aside from your starter, you're only allowed to catch Pokemon of specific types. Now the original rules are a little different from what I'm doing because I actually went through and I changed them a little bit to make a little more sense to me. So, the types that are allowed for Team Rocket to catch are Poison, Normal, and that's only pure Normal. No Normal Flying, no subtypes, and nothing that's a Fairy. Because I'm playing through Platinum, you know, they got retyped later on. I'm not gonna catch Jigglypuffs and Clefairies and what have you, and no Chansey either, even though that's not a fairy, it should have been a fairy. Nothing cute, I'm just gonna stay away from cute altogether. So, Poison, Pure Normal, Ground, Dark, Bug, Fighting, and Psychic. That's all I can catch, and I actually went through on Bulbapedia, and I looked at all the Pokemon that Rocket Grunts used. There was a lot of Drowsy, a lot of Machop, there was some Gloom, which I'm not gonna use Grass. I think they only had that because of the poison. There was also a Houndour that one grunt had, but I think that was there for the dark, not the fire. So you want to stay away from elemental types. The idea is you're going with the more devious types, the more tricky stuff. You know, you got your poison, you got your status effects, you got your bug, you got your psychic, your mind control. You know what I'm talking about here. Okay, good. Now I'm glad we got that straightened out. Now that's the main part of the Team Rocket Challenge, is limiting the types you can catch. Now, if you have the ability to cheat, such as action replay, which I'm going to be doing, you can capture Pokemon from other trainers, but we're going to get to that in a minute because it's a little more complicated because it's the Nuzlocke, alright? Now, if you're doing a Team Rocket Challenge, you're supposed to avoid battles with Team Rocket altogether as much as you can, because you're on the same team, you know, you don't want to fight your fellow team members. However, if you're playing Gen 3 onward, you want to crush the enemy team, show them who's boss, show them who the best team in the entire world of Pokemon is, not just Kanto, not just Johto, Team Rocket worldwide. And in a Team Rocket Challenge, your mission is complete when you've captured all the legendary Pokemon in the region. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do. Now, things are a little different because I'm combining the Team Rocket Challenge with the Nuzlocke rules. So here's how it's going to work. I go into a new area, I encounter a wild Pokemon. Let's say it's ground type. Let's say it's a Diglett. It's the right type. So like normal, like Nuzlocke, I can try to catch it. If I catch it, it goes on my team. Congratulations. If I fail to catch it, oh, well, tough shit. I didn't get it. However, if the first Pokemon I encounter isn't an eligible type, you know, let's say I run into a Charmander, I'm like, oh, well, I can't catch that anyway. So what I get to do is steal a Pokemon from a trainer on that route. If there's no trainers on the route, tough shit. But if there is a trainer on the route, I can steal a Pokemon from them. Now, the rules for stealing Pokemon. The NPC you steal from, they gotta be on that route that you couldn't catch a Pokemon from to begin with. And if you fail to catch your first Pokemon you encounter in the route, that doesn't mean you get to steal, alright? You screwed it up, you're gonna pay for your mistakes. You can only steal that trainer's last Pokemon and they gotta be at least in the yellow when you throw the Pokeball. Now this rule is implying that you have beaten them down and they're at your mercy, and you are able to steal their final Pokemon because you've already crushed them beneath your might. Now, if you're in a town and it's got wild encounters, you can actually just choose to steal from a trainer, for example, gym leader, if you want to, instead of trying for the wild in the town. But you could get the wild Pokemon in the town if you want, but not all towns have them. Most towns don't, so feel free to try to steal from the gym leader. You see, the whole thing with stealing is you're running a risk because, especially since it's a randomizer, you don't know what you're gonna run into. So you gotta make the decision right then and there. Do I steal from this trainer right now, or do I wait and see what a trainer down the road's got? Or if the gym leader's probably the last trainer you're gonna fight in the town, do I wait all the way till the gym leader, wait all the way to their last Pokemon, who knows what it could be, and then you fail at stealing it and now it sucks for you. So, everything comes with a risk. That's the whole thing. You're doing this all for the glory of Team Rocket, but it's risky business. It's not for everyone. Now, like I said, I'm gonna be doing Pokemon Platinum, and I'm gonna be doing a randomizer. And that's actually a hacked version of the game where more random things happen. You can change the Pokemon that appear to be all random. You can make them learn random moves. You can make them have random stats, random IVs, all kinds of stuff. Mostly, I'm just doing random Pokemon appearances in the wild and from trainers too, so I don't know what I'm gonna run into. So these are the randomizer settings I'll be using. First of all, trait evolutions are gonna evolve normally without having to be traded. So let's say I get a Kadabra and I can't trade with anybody because I'm playing this on my computer. That's how I'm doing the randomizer. So it's actually gonna just evolve at a certain level rather than having to be traded. So that's just for convenience. Now for my starter Pokemon, they're all gonna be basic Pokemon that have 2 evolutions. So they're more like a real starter, and that way I can't, I can't choose a Rayquaza for my starter because that would be ridiculous. Even though it'd be pretty awesome, I could show it to the boss. He'd probably give me like 5 promotions. Anyway, I just wanted the game to be a little bit more like a normal run through, so it could be like a Pidgey because that evolves twice. The in-game trades with NPCs are gonna be randomized. I haven't decided how I'm gonna do that because that counts. Well, it's a trade, so I guess you can do it if you want. But they're gonna be completely randomized. The Pokemon they're asking for, the Pokemon they're giving, it's gonna be random. Chances are I won't have what they want. So whatever, it doesn't really matter. TMs are gonna contain random moves. This is really exciting. I think it's pretty cool. I'm excited to see what I'm gonna be getting. You could find a horrible TM early on that ended up being, something great like Ice Beam. So the static Pokemon, the ones that are stationary, that stand there and you gotta walk up to them and you gotta challenge them, those are gonna be random. The thing about it is, if it's a normal type of Pokemon, it's gonna, like non-legendary, it's gonna be non-legendary. But if it's a legendary, like Dialga, or Palkia, or Giratina, it's gonna still be legendary, just a random legendary. So, even though I'm playing Platinum, Giratina might actually be Rayquaza. I like to use him as an example because it's fun to say Rayquaza when I'm doing my Rocket accent, which is really like some kind of Brooklyn accent, I don't know. So of course, trainers are gonna have random Pokemon, and there's gonna be no wild legendaries, because when I was testing out this game mode, I kept running into Rayquazas and Palkias and Dark Rays, and they just obliterate my team, and I couldn't catch them because all I had was like 5 Pokeballs. I mean, what do you want me to do? So that's it for the Nuzlocke and the Rocket rules, and also now you know my randomizer settings. Now I've come up with a few little clauses to help me get through this, because there's a chance if I get screwed over early on, I'm just gonna lose, because it could happen. So, if I lose my first battle to my rival, that will be forgiven. My Pokemon's not dead, because I would just have to start over anyway and do it again. So why don't we just cut all that crap? No one wants to watch that. If I lose to the rival, it's forgiven. My first encounter in a route before I can even get Pokeballs, that doesn't count either. That doesn't count as my first encounter in that route. Once I get Pokeballs, I'll go back and I'll try to catch something. Whatever appears first, that'll be my first encounter. If my starter faints before I can catch a second Pokemon, that's gonna be forgiven. Because it's entirely possible that I'll, choose Mareep as my starter, and then I'll run into a Wild Dawn fan, and it's gonna use Magnitude 12 on me, and I have nothing to switch into, so I will consider myself having gotten on my feet once I have 2 Pokemon. After that, no forgiveness. But before that, if my starter faints, it'll be forgiven. However, if I do screw up on my first encounter on that route, it's still gone. I have to go to the next route. So it's not totally forgiven. Oh, and the final clause, be a dick to everyone. Because you're in Team Rocket. Fuck the rules. When they're like, hey, don't you love Pokemon, kid? You're gonna be like, no, I don't love Pokemon. Exploit Pokemon for profit, for the glory of Team Rocket. So, those are the rules. That's the Rocketlocke challenge. I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with for the Rocketlocke challenge. Post links to your videos in the comments. Share this video. Let everybody know about the game mode. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna be posting my first video probably in the next few days. I'm not exactly sure, but it'll be soon. And I'm gonna start this Rocketlocke Randomizer Pokemon Platinum Challenge. And I hope to see you guys there. Grunt life!